This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Knicks win in overtime, 136-102 over the Washington Wizards. And a pretty positive, ladies and gentlemen, that nobody expected this game to go into overtime. But folks, it was actually a pretty good basketball game, a fun basketball game to watch. The Knicks win the first game of a 2-game series in Washington, D.C. The Knicks on a 7-game win streak, ladies and gentlemen. You know, and they get one more. They'd be on an 8-game win streak with a hefty win-loss record, a nice win-loss record, double digits over their losses going into the new year. First time we've seen the Knicks do that in a while. Good game for the Knicks. Good win for the Knicks. Well, I mean, a lot of people's going to look at it and say it wasn't a good win, that the Knicks shouldn't have struggled with the Washington Wizards. But that happens, especially when you're playing a team that you expect you're going to blow out. And this team is like, no, we're going to come to battle. The Wizards have been playing some decent enough basketball. They've been hustling. They've been fighting. They've been battling recently. And then you got the Knicks come to town. And they said, nah, we're not just going to lay down to the Knicks. Champagne, however you say his name, was cooking tonight for the Washington Wizards. But he could not do better than Captain Clutch. He could not do better than Jalen Brunson, ladies and gentlemen. Jalen Brunson gives you a double nickel tonight. And the Knicks needed every last one of those points to win this basketball game. Because the Wizards came to play. They came to battle. And, we're going to see what happens on Monday. I wasn't in the building tonight, but I'll be there Monday with a group of people. We'll be in section 114. So if you're in the building, come by and say what's up. To the, a small NBK fan crew. Come by and say what's up. But a very good basketball game. The Knicks got down double digits, down by 10 in this basketball game, managed to battle back. I mean, with 3 minutes left, the Knicks are down 114-107, and I wasn't sure if they were going to be able to pull themselves together, but they figured out a way to pull themselves together, come back, send the game to overtime, and win it, ladies and gentlemen. And this is what good basketball teams do. They figure out a way to get it done. That's what good basketball teams do. Even when they're not playing their best basketball, they figure out a way to get it done. You got to give them credit for that. No doubt about it. Let's get you a phone call real quick, ladies and gentlemen. JJ from Brooklyn, what's popping with you, brother? How you feeling?
Yo, Sam, what's good, brother? How you feeling, man? Happy holidays, man.
Happy holidays to you, bro. Happy holidays. I'm feeling good,
Appreciate it, man.
The Knicks had to figure out how to get this win, but they did it.
Yeah, they did it, man. 100%. I got to be honest. I was a little concerned going into this game. They were, like you just said, they've been playing some pretty solid ball. Mm-hmm. It's the second night of a back-to-back. We just played a physical team. They're young. They got fresh legs.
Right.
So we got to win. It's but it's a win. It's 7 in a row. Brunson, we needed his heroics. Cat was great. The defense picked up, I'd say late in the fourth and in overtime. But give them its credit. They do have some talent. I like a couple. I like Sarr. I like, how do you say Calaboy? I'm not sure how you say the French kid, Calaboy.
Koulibaly.
Koulibaly. There you go. Yeah, I butchered that. But yeah, they got some talent. But hey, it's a good win, honestly. We battled back, and then we pulled it out. I can't. My only negative is, the bench. What we got, 7 points from the bench. That's really my only concern right now with the team. This bench is really bad. There's no scoring out there. If Deuce isn't hitting shots, which he's been pretty bad in the last 5-6 games or so, he's not scoring.
Yeah, we get 8 points off the bench. Deuce had 3.
Yeah,
Precious had 3.
Oof.
Campaign had 2.
It's hard to win like that. Jeez.
Yeah, but they're figuring out a way to do it.
Figure out a way.
They're figuring out a way to do it.
Let's see. Do you have anybody in mind, like maybe that we could trade for? That could give us a little scoring punch off that bench. I can't really think of anybody right now.
Right now,
but
no.
No. We don't have many assets either, right? It's really get a good bench guy. Unless you want to trade a Mitch or a Deuce, maybe.
If you're trading a Mitch, maybe you can find something. If you trade Mitch, it's going to take more than Mitch probably. To find that type of.
Right. Would you do that? Would you think about it at least? Doing something like that for a minute, for a 6-man type, punch.
I still want to see. I still want to see what it looks like with Mitch.
Fair, yeah. I can understand.
I do. I want to see what it looks like with Mitch.
Right. That's fair.
I do.
Fair.
But Captain Clutch, ladies and gentlemen, came to the rescue. And if you don't have a Captain Clutch T-shirt or hoodie, go to printjurisdiction.com and get you one. There's a link in the description. You see it on the screen. There's also one at the top of your YouTube chat. Let's talk about that 55 points, JJ. 55 points from Jalen Brunson.
My goodness.
He basically carried the team throughout the game.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Right? While the Knicks,
Yeah, and he only hit, 2 or 3 threes. So he was, free throws. What did he hit? 17 of 18 from the line, I think.
16 and 17 from the line. 16 to 17 from the line. Yeah.
He hit a lot of clutch ones late, and free throws of some. He's kind of, he hasn't been great. And so, hey, tip your cap, man. He knocked him down. And even like the last couple of years in the clutch, he's even been spotty with free throws. But tonight, water. Water. So, what can you say? That was incredible, man. Let's not forget Cat, too, man. Cat breaking ankles on the 3.
That was nice, wasn't it? That was really nice. Oh, you can't forget Cat. Listen, Brunson had 55 points and 9 assists tonight. 18 for 31. 3 for 11 from the three-point line. 16 for 17 from the free throw line. But he had 9 assists, 55 points, 9 assists for Brunson tonight. And every time that the Knicks needed a bucket, Brunson was there to get the Knicks a bucket. When the Knicks were down 10 points, Brunson was there to make sure the Knicks stayed in the balance. Captain Clutch.
Exactly. Unbelievable, man. That was unbelievable. I know we got to the game Mondays. I don't think either that it'll be as close as this one. No, that's not back-to-back. I actually hope that Poole and Kuzma play the next game because I think they're better without those 2 guys, to be honest. 2 chuckers, they move the ball much better without them.
Yeah.
I'd rather those guys play, to be honest, the next game.
I hear you.
I
hear you.
Let's get you know what I want though, man, badly? I want to get to 9 in a row, which we have a good shot at doing, Washington and then Utah at home. And then go to OKC to try and get double-digit wins in a row against Hartenstein and that great team. That would be pretty. That would be pretty cool, man. I would be pumped for that.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get, but right now we got to focus on this Washington team coming up on Monday because obviously they can play us tough.
Exactly. Have fun out there, man. I know you guys are going out there. Have a blast, man. Enjoy it.
Plan to. Definitely plan to.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Sure, man.
But JJ,
tonight, that's a home game, man. You heard that crowd tonight?
You hear the crowd?
Holy.
You hear the crowd? I'm local to the Wizards, so I've got to, I had to watch on the Wizards broadcast, which they have they have very good, announcers. They do.
Yeah.
I like listening to their announcers, so I don't mind watching on the Wizards broadcast because I like to hear what they have to say. They always talk good about the Knicks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Nice.
I like
Nice.
hearing their announcers. They're pretty good.
Yeah. No doubt.
And they were talking about the Knicks crowd in the building.
Yeah.
They were
what
talking
did it
about
say?
how, the Wizards fans had to try to step up, but it was about a 65%, maybe 70% Knicks crowd in
At
the building.
least.
No doubt about it.
70, 75. Yeah. That was, the defense chance, that was
Yeah.
MSG pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. That was,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
All right, man. Appreciate you,
yeah,
brother. Thanks so
JJ.
much, man. Happy holidays to
Happy
you
holidays
and yours,
to you, bro.
and all that good stuff.
No
Appreciate
doubt.
you, brother.
Peace. Milkman 23, thank you for the super chat. Definitely appreciate it. Says Sim, what's good? MBK fan, what's popping? Well, what is popping with you? The Knicks are popping tonight. Salute to the chat. 7 in a row, going on 8. Let's get it. Captain Brunson, Captain Clutch, with the double nickel. Let's go. Yes. You know what I mean? Jalen Brunson was clutch all night. When the Knicks needed a big bucket, they got it from Jalen Brunson. Now, other guys contributed though. Let's not. It wasn't all Brunson. Other guys contributed. 55 from Jalen Brunson, 30 from Karl Anthony Towns, 30 points, 14 rebounds, and 3 assists from Karl Anthony Towns. He had some big, a couple of big post moves, some big threes. He does what he does. 21 points from Mikal Bridges, who is beginning to step up as that third guy that the Knicks need. 8 for 14 from the field, 3 for 9 from the three-point line. Josh Hart, 13 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. Back in his hometown. Yes, Josh Hart from Silver Spring, Maryland, I believe it is. OG had 9 points, 4 rebounds tonight. The bench, a little bit bare. 3 points from Deuce, 3 points from Precious, a monster dunk from Precious. That dunk was nasty. Nasty. I wish I was there for that one. That's the first thing I thought about when I seen the dunk. I said, damn, I was going to be there. I did have plans to go to the game, but then I decided not to. Just, watch the game from home. But that dunk was ferocious. Precious with a ferocious dunk. Campaign had 2 points tonight. Landry Shamet played 6 minutes, and I'm sure Tom Thibodeau was beginning to work Shamet into the lineup. Get to another phone call. Call you live. Name me where you're from, please.
How you doing, Sim? This is Jason, man. How are you?
Jason, what's going on with you, man? I'm feeling good. How about you?
Good, man. Good. Just happy to. I just wanted to shout out the team. Having that game in Orlando and then flying back up. According to the broadcast, because I'm in the New York area. I think one of the gentlemen on the postgame was saying the Knicks ain't get into Washington until I think 2:30 in the morning. So evidently they had a long travel night, and to come out with a win. Now I know people will say, hey, we shouldn't be struggling against the Wizards, but like I said the other day, teams for some reason are playing their best ball against us, and I think that's a compliment. Teams are gearing up to play the Knicks, or they see the Knicks on the schedule, and they're gearing up. And Washington has some young talent. Sar is going to be a good player in the league, and they got some other young guys that I think, in a few years they may make some strides in the Eastern Conference. So, I don't care who the opponent is. We got it there with a win, and that's all I care about. Another thing, Sim, I'm not one of those fans that complain about Tibbs, right? I've heard, another, the Twitterverse on your show, fans complain about Tibbs, right, and his rotations, or whatever the case may be, bench players not playing, whatever the case may be. And I'm with you, Sim. Coaches are going to play who they think is going to help win the game. And right now, it's our starters. But what I will say is I don't think our bench is as bad as maybe other fans or maybe outsiders may think. And tonight, I just, Now, I'm not questioning him, Sam, because I know he's been doing this for a long time, and I respect it. But there was some stretches of the game where I felt like our starters were just like ass tired. Like OG's hand is on his hips. Mikal was making some really boneheaded decisions. I mean, he had a good game for the most part, but you could tell some of the tiredness was going on. And in your opinion, why do you think he didn't play more? I know Precious played some extended minutes in Deuce, but and I get the Shamit still trying to get his legs under him, but I didn't really see a lot of campaign either. So what would your reason be for that? I know you're a coach, and just looking from outside in, what would you think is the reason why? Like I said, some stretches of the game, like they just look tired, and if it wasn't for Brunson going all Superman, I don't know if we leave with a win tonight. So, how do you balance that as a coach? Hello.
Sorry about that. My bad. I
Yep.
had
Yep.
myself on mute for a second. Pardon me.
Did you hear my question?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Some of it
All
is just the feel for the game. You know what I mean? Like you just have a
Mhm.
feel. You just have a feel for the game. As you're coaching, and you're like, I don't think this player fits tonight. You know what I'm saying? And you might give him a few minutes, and if you're not liking the way it feels when that player is out there, or the way it looks, or the way things are going, you say, you know what? I'm going to go back to this. I mean, I had that dilemma just a few games ago, coaching myself. Obviously, I'm not coaching at this level, right? But there's a young lady that she just didn't play as much in a certain game because the style of the game didn't really fit her skill set, and at least I didn't feel like it fit her skill set, and I was a little nervous about putting her out there. Sometimes it really does go with the feel of the game. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so you're going to go with the
I know, and
players
I get it,
that
Sam.
you kind of
I
trust.
totally get it. And like I said, I think Tibbs has done. I think he's done a tremendous job. I think most fans don't realize what we were before Tibbs got there, and the Leon Rose and Roy West and all those guys came. We were going through coaches. Seems like every 2 seasons. It seemed like Mike Woodson had a good year with us. He had some good moments. But if people really look back pre-Tibbs, I mean, I know he hasn't won a chip yet, but I think he's probably a top 10 coach in the NBA, and he's probably close to top 5 in my opinion. And I just think fans just need to, just take it easy on the man. I mean, he has his rotations, and I think fans just got to realize that's the way he's going to coach. I haven't heard any of his players complain.
Right.
I haven't heard Cat complain, or Brunson, or Deuce, or Mikal, or OG complain. So it's like I just don't understand why some fans are just so adamant about this. He doesn't play his bench.
Right.
The results right now are that we're winning, and we've been a winning team under his captainship, if you
Right.
will. So
Right. And
I'm
how
a
can you
big
beat
fan of
that?
his. Go ahead, Sam. Sorry.
And how can you beat that?
Exactly. And now do I have my games where I'm like, damn, come on. So you could probably play this dude a few more minutes, but that's just my personal preference. But I think he's done a hell of a job. Now, I think as the years come along, the pressure is down the amount. Not yet. We have some time with this core, but I think eventually, I'll speak for me as a fan. I won't speak for you, Sim, or anybody else. This year, all right, it's a new team. Give some time, but year 2, year 3 into this core, barring injury, it's time for us to start hitting that Eastern Conference. Vying for going deep into the playoffs. But that's just my own personal opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not putting that on them yet. But the chatter will start to get louder if we continue to be a second round exit. And like I said, I'm speaking way into advance. I'm just focused on today's game. I think the guys showed a lot of grit. It's not easy to travel from Orlando. Now, I know these guys are flying first class or charter, and I get it. They're not flying Delta, or they're not flying like me and you would.
Right.
But still, it's a lot to travel, and it's getting late. Try to get some rest. They probably watched some film. They probably didn't do much. They probably did a little shoot around before the game, I'm assuming. So they didn't really have a chance to really get some rest. So,
Right, and not to mention the game's a half hour earlier.
Say that again, Simon.
In the game's like a half hour earlier. The game started at 7 and Lou was 7:30. So it's not that it's not that much time, but still, now you're scraping away from just a little bit of rest time, maybe. You know what I mean?
Right. So, like I said, it was a good win. Brunson again shows why he's just been for years. Sam, I was born in '84. I'm from New York. I played basketball in high school, and just the whole New York culture of basketball, especially just not New York, but the Jersey, New York metro area, how important basketball is. And being a Knicks fan since I was a kid, we went through the Ewing era. He was a great player. We went through the late '90s with the Spreewell, Houston crew, and I was proud of that team. That was probably my favorite team, was that '99 team. And then for 20 years, it just seemed like we were just in the abyss. Like we just couldn't get nothing right, whether that was coaching, whether that was talent acquisition, draft picks,
culture,
the front office.
Everything.
And to have a player like Brunson where, I used to always look at players when, even the late great Kobe Bryant, right? I remember him coming to the Garden. Kobe's my personal favorite player, even though I'm a Knicks fan, but he's personally my favorite player watching growing up. And to see these players come into the Garden and just put on a show, I used to always say, damn, it would be nice to have somebody like that. And we finally got that guy.
Yeah.
Where it will go in terms of chips, I don't know. The Kobe's and the Jordans and the Shaqs, those guys have chips, so they're on another kind of tier. But, man, I think the Knicks fans need to be so blessed that we have somebody on a game-in, game-out basis where, you know what, if we have that guy, we have a chance. Now, I know we got Cat and we got Mikal, and those guys are awesome. OG, no doubt about it. But, wow, to have number 11 in our uniform and to know every night that we always going to have a puncher's chance no matter who we play is a great feeling to have, because I remember for years we never had that. We would look forward to other teams coming in and watching their great players. And now that we have somebody that we could watch is just amazing. So, Sim, I won't take up your time. I'll listen to the rest of the show off the air. But thank you for taking my call, man.
No doubt. Appreciate you, Jason. Have a good one. The one thing I do want to say, Jason was talking about, who was it? Lauren from Cali. And I hope you call in tonight. We had a heated debate the last show, just about Tibbs and the playing time of the players. Right? Now, tonight, the Knicks played 9 players, including Captain Clutch, who you see on your screen right now. Right? But the Knicks played 9 players. And Landry Shamit's one of them. And this tells you what you need to know about how Tibbs feels about some of the players on his team. Not that he doesn't like them or doesn't think that they're good players, but maybe he doesn't think some of them are ready. Right? These young guys you're talking about, Tyler and Huck Porty. And excuse me for just a second, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're back in the building. Pardon me. I had to sneeze, so apologize. But Tyler, Huck Porty, maybe he just feels those guys aren't ready. Because as soon as Landry is back, after a game or two, he's in a rotation. Maybe he only played 6 minutes tonight. But I'm pretty sure in Tibbs' brain, he's like, I'm working this guy up 2 more minutes. But I think this tells you what you need to know about who he trusts. And that trust begins in practice. who he trusts defensively, who he trusts is going to run his system, right? And that trust begins in practice. So if there's questions about why these guys aren't playing, I think the fact that Shamet comes back off injury and begins to get playing time tells you what you need to know. Bottom line, tells you exactly what you need to know. Tibbs trusts Shamet because he's been in the league, right? He's played on some high-level basketball teams. Tibbs trusts what Shamet can do. May not trust Tyler yet or Huck Porter yet. And I think that's what you need to know about that. Anyway, it was a good game tonight, ladies and gentlemen, against the Washington Wizards. The Wizards made it a good game. A career night for Justin. Most people call him Champagne. On their telecast, they call him Champagny. I guess that's how you pronounce his name. 31 points, 10 rebounds, a career night for that young man. Played 44 minutes tonight. A career night. Malcolm Brogdon had 22 points, 7 assists. 18 points from Bilal Coulibaly. 6 rebounds and 6 assists for Coulibaly. 12 points for Alexander Sarr. He also had 6 rebounds and 5 assists. 17 points for Carlton Carrington. Carlton Bub Carrington, that is. 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Off the bench, Corey Kispert had 11 points. Keyshawn George had 13 points. The Wizards have a young team. Valanciunas, only 8 points, 8 rebounds tonight. I see the Wizards taking the blueprint that you see the San Antonio Spurs using right now. Right? What did they do? They grabbed some vets and put vets around their young players. And then let their young players rock. And this is what we're seeing the Washington Wizards do right now. Put some vets around the young players, right? Malcolm Brogdon, a leader, akin to what they did in San Antonio with Chris Paul, right? And then you got Valanciunas, a vet, akin to Harrison Barnes in San Antonio. Now, the Wizards, listen, they're not a particularly good basketball team right now, but they got some young talent. And I'm pretty sure the Knicks aren't going to go into, the circumstances will be different, right? The Knicks played last night in Orlando, then they traveled here. They traveled to D.C., like Jason was just saying, lack of sleep, lack of rest, those type of things, getting in early, game started early, all of that. You know what? On Monday, the Knicks won't have those same odds. So we'll see how much it's a different game, or are the Wizards just a matchup problem for the Knicks? Who knows? I mean, the Wizards are 5-24, last in the league. Well, last in the Eastern Conference. Almost last in the league. But they're a young team with young energy, young legs. The Knicks are not an old team, but they're not as young as them. But the Knicks should be able to come in Monday. They're going to know what to expect. They're going to know that the Wizards are going to try to throw a punch. The Wizards landed punches tonight. They threw punches and landed. They landed some haymakers, and the Knicks were dizzy. They were wobbled. They were up against the ropes. Found a way to get it done. So I commend them for that. I'm not upset that the Wizards are not a good basketball team and the Knicks struggled with them. I'm not upset about it because that's going to happen. My only concern is that the Knicks found a way to come back and win. Now, Monday, I do expect the Knicks to take care of this basketball game, to take care of this basketball team. I don't think it should be a tight game on Monday. I think the Knicks should take care of it without Captain Clutch's heroics. ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have a Captain Clutch t-shirt or hoodie, and this is exactly what you see on the screen. Brunson on the front, Captain Clutch on the back. There's a link in the description of the video. There's also one tag to the top of your YouTube chat. That same link will get you a Mikal Bridges Warden jersey. The Warden had 21 points tonight. Played his third fiddle role. It was a fun game to watch. Teams were tied in rebounding at 49. At halftime, the Wizards were leading the rebounding battle. Only 26 assists tonight for the Knicks. Jalen Brunson had to step up. Jalen Brunson had to do some one-on-one tonight. That's the way the game went. 32 assists for the Wizards, excuse me. 7 steals for both teams, 3 blocks for the Knicks, 4 for the Wizards. Both teams with 15 turnovers. The Knicks shot 52.8% from the field. The Wizards, 51.4%. 25% for the three-point line for the Knicks. The Wizards, 44.7%. I'm not going to expect the Wizards to shoot this well. They don't shoot this well normally. I'm not going to expect them to shoot this well on Monday. Today was an anomaly, right? They stepped outside of what they normally do. Knicks, 78 points in the paint, ladies and gentlemen. The Wizards, 60. 14 second chance points for both teams. 14 fast break points for the Knicks, 15 for the Washington Wizards. It was a fun game to watch. I was a little bit nervous. Something in my heart said the Knicks were going to win, but I was a little bit nervous. The Knicks, I don't want the Knicks to need 55 points from Jalen Brunson to win on Monday. It's nice to get it when you need it, and it's nice that we have guys that can give it to you when you need it. Right? Karl Anthony Towns can get you that when it's needed. Brunson can get you that when it's needed. Mikal Bridges is beginning to show that he can get you that when it's needed. It's a good win. It's a good win. Facing the odds, it's a good win. Now, let's talk about the rotation issue. Because people are upset about it. Lauren, my man Lauren, had the call of the week. I'm going to put that out as the call of the week. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to clip it and make a whole nother video, and I want to hear you guys' comments. I want to know what you think about it. Right? And, Lauren's issue, along with Sean Richardson and some other people in the chat, is that Tom Thibodeau doesn't use his bench enough. He doesn't go deep enough into the bench. And that we have players that we don't know what they can do exactly because Tom Thibodeau doesn't use them. We don't know as fans. See, and this is where I am with it. We might not know as fans because we don't see them in practice. Right? We don't see them in practice. So maybe we don't know what they look like, but Tom Thibodeau does. He's seen them in training camp. The coaching staff seen these guys in training camp. They know exactly what they can do and cannot do. This is the reason why Landry, coming off of injury, is automatically inserted into the lineup. Because Tom Thibodeau knows and believes in what Landry Shamet can do. I know, tonight, let's see. 42 minutes for OG Anunoby. 38 minutes for Josh Hart. 43 minutes for Karl Anthony Towns. 46 minutes for Mikal Bridges. 43 minutes for Jalen Brunson. I know that's what people are pointing to. 19 minutes for Deuce. 19 minutes for Precious. 6 minutes for Landry. 5 minutes for Campaign. Sean Richardson. Cam and Shamet gonna lose confidence with the way this coach is playing them. If they were younger players, I might agree with you. I would agree. I'm not even gonna say might. I would agree with you. I'm not gonna agree with you with Cam and Shamet. You know why? Because both of those guys have been on teams where they got major playing time, on teams where they got very little playing time, on teams where they got no playing time. They've been out the league, right? They've been through the gamut of what you can in the NBA as a player. And yet still, they're confident enough in themselves to make it back on an NBA roster that is contending for the Eastern Conference and possibly even a championship. I don't think their confidence is going to be shaken. I don't. I don't think it's going to be shaken. They've been waived. They've been through all of this stuff. They know what it takes to stay ready. They know what it takes to get themselves back into the league when not being in the league. Their confidence is not going to be shaken because they're not getting consistent minutes every night or a consistent amount of minutes every night. Nah. They know what it's about. They're pros. They're pros. They get it. Sean says, Sam, what you're saying is wrong. Payne already showed in games what he can do, and the coach still not giving him consistent minutes. So your argument about practice is wrong. He is getting consistent minutes. He's just not getting the number of minutes that you want him to get. But he's getting consistent minutes. Just not what you feel he should get. He plays every night. Every night. Some nights he's going to get more minutes than others. Campaign, 15.4 minutes per game. That's what he's averaging for the New York Knicks this season. 15.4 minutes per game. How many more you want him to get? He's averaging 15.4. He got 6 tonight. I get it. 5 tonight. I get it. It wasn't his night to be out there on the floor, but that's not what he's getting every night. He's getting 15 minutes per game. You know? And he has proven that he can produce in the NBA. All right? He has. But every player is going to have nights, unless you're a star, they're going to have nights you play more, nights you play less. That's how basketball goes. The Knicks are on a 7-game win streak. How can we argue with it? Donald said, Sam is only agreeing because he does the same to his players. You know, you're exactly right. I do the same thing with my players. There's some players that are going to get major minutes every single game, every time we step on the floor. Then there's some players who are not. And it's going to depend on the matchups. It's going to depend on the team that we're playing. If they fit inside that lineup. That's you're right, though. I mean, I know you said you're only messing, but you're right, though. Donald, that's very true. That's how it goes with me, too. If you have major depth and just major talent, then you put people in without worrying about it. They're gonna hoop. And they all play the way you want them to play, you don't worry about it. But if you don't have the type of depth, I know, as Knicks fans, we think these guys have depth because we think we got major depth for the league because, some players showed on this night or that night that they can do certain things. There's a reason why they're journeymen. Sorry. There's a reason. Is it possible for a guy to have a breakout season at 30 or 31? I guess so. But more than likely, there's a reason why they're journeymen. You know what I mean? I like Campaign. I like what he's giving the Knicks, and he's going to have more stretches where he gives us some really big numbers. He's going to have more games also where he doesn't play as much. Shamet might be the same way. You know what I mean? Shamet might be the same way. Sean said, come on, check his minutes the last 5 games. What are we talking about? We're talking about winning. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the team winning. It's just hard for me to argue with wins. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to argue with wins. And you're right. 8 minutes against the Pelicans, 15 minutes against Toronto, 5 minutes against San Antonio, 7 minutes against Orlando, 6 minutes tonight against the Wizards. We won all of those games. It's hard for me to argue with it. We won every single one of those basketball games. Something's being done right. Something is right. I don't know. Jamrock said 4 out of those 7 teams are 4 out of those 7 teams below 500. Maybe. They could be. But we won them. We're on a 7-game win streak. What are we, 12 games above 500 right now? 22-10? Third in the Eastern Conference. 1.5 games behind the Boston Celtics. You know, it's just hard for me to argue with results. This is what we've been asking for years, is results. And we're getting results. You know? We're getting results. That's really all I can say. We're winning basketball games. You know what I mean? And the chances are we'll leave out of 2024, going into 2025 on an 8-game win streak, 13 games above 500. Those are the chances because we play the Washington Wizards. You know? I don't know. Sean says, Sim, do you think all coaches around the league don't want to play their best players all game like Thibodeau? They don't because they know it's better for the long run. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. What I do know is we complain about the number of minutes our best players are playing. And when I look at other teams, their best players are playing the same amount of minutes. Their best players are playing the same amount of minutes. Let me get to a caller. Caller, you're live. Name me where you're from, please.
Your Sim was good.
What's good with you, bro? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. Excited about this win.
No
This
doubt.
is the Milkman, by the way, from Houston.
All right.
Originally from Southside Queens. We put that out there, too.
Okay. So what's going on with you, man?
Yeah, I'm just calling, I'm hearing everything you're saying. I'm agreeing with everything you're saying. The one thing about it as a Knicks fan, though, it's like you can play these guys 5 minutes and we win. They're going to say, well, why they didn't play them longer? If you play them 40 minutes, they're going to complain about that, But like you said, at the end of the day, Tibbs is bringing in them W's, and we can't argue with that. That's my opinion on it,
Yeah. That's where I'm at. We're getting wins. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I know people are going to say, well, down the stretch in the playoffs, guys are going to be tired and this and that. Maybe it's possible. I'm not going to say it's not possible. But I don't believe that's the reason why we lost in the playoffs last year. Right? We lost in the playoffs because of guys suffering injuries that weren't related to the amount of minutes they were playing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly. I mean, you could be on the way. You could be at the shoot around and get hurt at the shoot around. Does that mean Tibbs played him too many minutes?
Right.
You could be getting off the bus at the hotel, leaving from the hotel, getting off the bus, and trip and hurt your ankle. Oh, Tibbs is playing him too many minutes. You know?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to say, make it make sense for me, brother. That's all I'm trying to say. You know?
That's what I'm saying. You know, I'm just I don't know. You know, I'm a proponent of playing your best players. Now, if you have a really
Strongly
deep
believe that.
bench, and you know what, I can play these guys. I can make some substitutions and get the equal level of play. See, what a lot of people don't understand, in my opinion, is that some players kind of have a time limit on how long they're going to give you a high level of production. You know what I'm saying? You know, and a coach has to gauge when that is. Now, there are going to be nights when that player plays really, really well, and you can keep him on the court longer because they're giving so much production. Or there's going to be nights when there are lineups that are really producing, right? And when those lineups are producing, guess what? You're going to keep them out there on the court. Right? But for the most part,
100%.
when you got journeymen on your bench, they kind of got a time limit for the level of production. Pretty soon you get diminishing returns from them. You know?
Yeah, and just to add to what you're saying, brother, I did my research on the other teams in the league.
Uh-huh.
Do you know Shea in OKC is averaging 36, 37 minutes?
Yes, he is.
So I guess they playing him too many minutes too, right?
That's right. Now, what they're going to say is that, you know, OKC plays their bench. You know, there's other teams getting, you know, this many minutes, other players on that team that's getting this minutes and that minutes and that. But Shea's their best player. He plays major minutes.
Right.
You
right.
know?
It just kills me, brother. Because like I said, if he play the bench 20 minutes each, and then we start losing games, why are they in there so long? Why is he playing these guys? You know, it's like a Knicks fan is just never satisfied, brother.
Yeah.
And that goes back from the 90s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's always going to be that way.
I'm going back to the 80s, but I'm not going to go that far into it. But, yeah, as a Knicks fan, some of us is never satisfied with the results. You know what I'm saying? We also, we should have did this and we should have did that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like you said, the man is giving us W's. We're getting those good results. Stop complaining, man. Enjoy this ride while we can, because we remember them days where it was miserable every day being a Knicks fan. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And
them days is behind us right now, Let's celebrate this. Let's enjoy this moment,
Right. 100%. I'm with you 100%, man. Enjoy it.
The show.
Enjoy it. Because it could go backwards really quick.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It could go backwards really quick.
Exactly. Tibbs could easily say, you know what, screw this, I'm out. And then what we do then? We get a BS coach to step in, and then we start losing games. Then what?
Yeah, then what? Then we'll be upset, complaining, and mad at the front office or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, we the same old Knicks, same old front office. Look at this, look at that.
Yep. Yep.
Relax, Knicks fans. Relax, man. Enjoy this ride we going on.
That's it.
Enjoy this.
That's it. No doubt.
But I'm gonna let you go, brother. I'm killing this role right now.
Do your thing, man. Be easy. Be careful out there.
For sure. Appreciate you. Appreciate the content too, by the way.
Appreciate it.
Stay tuned in.
Appreciate
Salute to everybody in the chat. TC, if you're watching, salute, brother. Happy holidays, man.
No doubt. Peace. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. I don't, listen. The way that Tom Thibodeau manages this basketball team, minutes, players, et cetera, is the exact blueprint that took us from 17 wins, 21 wins, whatever, to a 41-plus win team. The same blueprint. You know what I mean? The same blueprint. I trust that Tibbs is going to play the players that he trusts and that he thinks is going to get the job done. We know this Shamit, as soon as he comes back, he's in the rotation. There's a reason behind that. You know what I mean? Uncle Fulio, what's popping with you, bro? How you feeling?
Sam, what's up? What's up? Salute to the MBK family.
I'm good.
Hope everybody's having happy holidays and everything like that.
Yes, sir. Nice to hear from you, bro.
For the life of me. Say again?
I said, nice to hear from you. Nice to hear from you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know it's been a while. I just, for the life of me, do not understand this Tom Thibodeau slander from the fan base. I just don't at all. This team is winning games. Winning games. The most important thing that people want to talk about and winning games. This team at this point last season has won more games. And people want to talk about the rotations and stuff like that. I mean, that argument has just played out for me. I just don't get it. People are just looking for something to complain about because this team is extremely successful early on. And, I don't know, Sam. Maybe you can tell me. Maybe you can try to figure it out why people are so upset and angry about this Tom Thibodeau lineup, rotations, minutes, and stuff like that. Maybe you can help me understand it because I don't, for the life of me.
I don't understand it. So I can't because I don't understand it. I
mean, the guy is a winning basketball coach during the regular season. He's a winning coach during the regular season, and the team is winning. And folks are just having, are folks afraid that players are going to get hurt?
I think that's the fear. Players are going to get hurt or they're going to be too tired to perform in the playoffs. That's the fear.
Well, I didn't see that during last season's playoff and in the playoffs last season. Players weren't too tired. They would run through a brick wall for this guy. I mean, Tom Thibodeau is a traditional New York style, hard nosed, lunch pail hat type of coach, and I just don't understand for the life of me. I don't know. I speak fluent Knicks fan, but for this, I just don't understand it. I don't know.
I don't understand it. I mean, he played 9 players tonight. I know 2 of them only played 6 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Some nights your bench players are going to get more minutes. Sometimes they're going to get less. That's the way it goes in the league. And, listen, how much did campaign sign for with the Knicks, Josh?
Not sure. I think it was somewhere veterans minimum, something like that.
Yeah, maybe a little bit above the veterans minimum.
Right.
And what about
something
Shamit?
Around that number.
What about Shamit?
Less than that, maybe.
Less than that. As a matter of fact, he was in Exhibit 10. Right? I believe he was in Exhibit 10. There is a reason these guys, it's the reason campaign signed for the veterans minimum and Landry was in Exhibit 10. There's a reason.
Sam, I challenge all the Knicks fans to have an issue with Tom Thibodeau and his rotations and the minutes that he plays his players. I challenge some Knicks fans to actually watch other teams around the league. Yeah. Because I think the people who are saying this and are criticizing, Thibodeau and his use of players and stuff like that, I think that those people do not watch other teams around the league. All they do is watch basketball. You know what I mean? Like I really, really, truly feel that way. I think for educational purposes, I think that people should watch other teams around the league and to see how they do it. You know what I mean? Like Boston, for example. Boston has a deeper team, no doubt. But there's some nights where Boston, Joe Mazzulla uses 8 players because they're so top heavy. They're very top heavy in the starting lineup, and the Knicks are top heavy in the starting lineup. I really think a lot of Knicks fans should watch other teams around the league to see how they do it. And I don't know. Whatever, I'm just trying to give solutions to this problem because it's so annoying. Every single season, we hear people talk about Tom Thibodeau, rotations, minutes. Why are we playing 8 players? I want to see Pacome Dadier. And, it's just so annoying to me. It's just every single season is the same thing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. Go watch those guys in the G League or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go watch them play in the G League.
But, Sam, I just want to call for a little bit and just, say happy holidays.
Appreciate it.
Salute to the MBK family. And, folks, relax. The Knicks are fine.
Yeah.
The Knicks are fine.
Good. Well, 7-game win streak. 22-10. We haven't seen. When's the last time
right? Third third seed, right?
Third seed. When is the last time we've been this way? When is the last time we had this kind of record going into the new year?
I don't think the Knicks. This is the best Knicks offense in the history of the franchise.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
The best Knicks offense in the history of the franchise.
Yeah. No doubt.
So, yeah,
Hopefully,
people just need to relax. Knicks fans, it's going to be okay. The Knicks will be fine. You know, closer to the playoffs, we'll see who comes back. You know, if Knicks comes back or whatever. I think Knicks is going to get traded personally. I think they're kind of looking at that. I think something is just off with the relationship with the organization. I think he will get traded. But either way, the Knicks are fine. I'm not worried about the rebounding and the lack thereof. I think we're fine. I think we have the players to get stops that we need on defense. And I think because we play at the pace that we play, the Knicks will be fine defensively because we're able to get stops when we need them.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think this Knicks team is fine.
Yeah. No doubt. Josh, glad to hear from you, bro. Hope everything is good. Happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays, Sam. Happy holidays, MBK family. Now take care, okay?
All right. No doubt. Peace.
One.
That's Uncle Fulio, ladies and gentlemen. Uncle Fulio. And Knicks 100 the GM said, overtime is not fine. And he's talking about against the Washington Wizards, right? Knicks 100, talking about against the Wizards. Look, man, I'm not mad or complaining because we went in. Every game, every night in the NBA is not equal to another game or another night in the NBA. It just isn't. You know what I'm saying? You know, there are a lot of things on a nightly basis that players have to, travel, all of these things that players have to deal with that go into, the physical fitness of a game, the mentality of a game, all of those things. And sometimes the team just matches up with you well. Let's see what happens Monday, right? When we've been in the same city for 48 hours and not just got off of a flight, from a back-to-back, right? We won, albeit a team that's not very good. We still won on a back-to-back after being down double digits. We won the game. Yes, an inferior basketball team, but we won it. Now let's see what happens Monday. 48 hours of rest will come in Monday. Same kind of result. Let's talk. VINYC said Tibbs gets a bad rap with the minutes. Is a win. A win is a win. I agree. Side note, Sanders award for the Giants. Who do you want? Have a great new year. You know what? I don't know. I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. I'm in total Knicks mode right now. Jamrock said fans shouldn't be satisfied for barely beating the Wizards. Sim, I said 2 years ago that I would have signed Udoka. I don't trust Tibbs. Hey, listen. Houston is winning basketball games too. I get that. I understand it. I understand it. But Jamrock, you can't argue with the results. That's what I'm saying. You can't argue with the results. The proof is in the pudding. The results are there. How do you argue with the results? That's what I don't understand. Everyone's going to have their philosophy on how to get there. Get there. That's what I want. Get there. People have their philosophy on how to get there. But you got to get there. And we've been getting there. Kev Chata said, doesn't matter what other teams do. All we need to do is look at our history. Lots of regular season wins, but gassed in the playoffs. Here's what I disagree. I think every year that we've been in the playoffs under Tibbs, maybe we've gotten out coached, or our matchups just, when we played the Hawks, we were terrible. It wasn't because we were gassed. It's because Julius Randle didn't play well. Julius Randle couldn't handle their quasi zone. We couldn't stop their pick and roll. Right? To me, that's why we lost in the playoffs. Last season, we were injured. Everybody was out. Everybody was out. The season before then, we played injured. Right? We played Miami. And old boy down there was injuring everybody. Bam, Adebayo was injuring everybody. Rolled up on Emmanuel quickly, rolled up on Julius Randle's ankles. The one thing, I think someone brought up and said Julius Randle was in the game when he injured his shoulder. He was in the game longer than he should have been. Maybe. That could be. That was still a freak accident. It could have happened earlier in the game. It could have happened. I mean, I know. Okay, you're up 20 points. Take him out of the game. He's up 20 points. Same injury could happen 10 minutes into the game. I mean, I don't know. Let's see what we do this year. It was a good game tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It was a fun game to watch. It's a fun game to watch. Exciting game to watch. The Knicks pulled it out. Jalen Brunson capped the clutch, dropped his double nickel to pull out the win for the Knicks. Young Wizards team with a lot of energy played the Knicks to the tilt. Fun, exciting game to watch. Play of the game for me was definitely Precious' dunk. That was definitely the play of the game. Yeah, that was a nasty dunk. I didn't get a chance to clip it, but I'm definitely going to clip it. It's a nasty dunk. That was gross. That was nasty. Next game, the Knicks play the Wizards again Monday, December 30th. I will be there. We'll probably meet at the Caesars Sports Book, about 6 o'clock with the group. If you're gonna be at the game, stop by, say what's up. And then after the game, we'll go back to Caesars Sports Book. So we love to see you in the building. Hopefully the Knicks will get their 8th win in a row. This time, I want them to dispose of the Washington Wizards. Hopefully we don't need Captain Clutch to show up. Not the way he did tonight. But you can get that Captain Clutch hoodie. The same one you see on the screen is the same one that I'll be wearing. The same one I got right now. And the same one I'm going to be wearing to the game. PrintJurisdiction.com. The link is in the video, the description of the video. It's also pinned to the top of your YouTube chat. So make sure you go check out those Jalen Brunson t-shirts and hoodies. They're dope, comfortable, very, very good quality hoodies. Then, of course, we got Mikal Bridges, the Warden hoodies, and all of that. Sean says, Sim, can you tell me you don't feel bad for most of those players on the bench? They're not getting a fair shot from this boneheaded coach. I don't feel bad for them. I don't. Deuce earned his way into the lineup. Right? That's what you do. You earn your way into the lineup. And it starts in practice. You provide so much production that the coach is like, I gotta play this kid. That's how you end up on the court. Emmanuel quickly did it when he was rookie. Deuce found his way into the lineup. You know, that's it. Listen, I'm not tripping. I'm not bugging over Campaign and Landry getting 6 minutes. It is what it is. Those guys been in the league, and they came to this team as guys looking for a shot. Looking for a shot. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to here. I'm going to see you tomorrow because I want to continue this conversation. I know there's a lot of people on here that want to talk about it. I want to talk about it some more. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I don't know what time or when, but I will. I appreciate your time, ladies and gentlemen, for sure. I'm going to get up out of here. For those who are joining us on Monday, I look forward to seeing you Monday at the Capital One Arena as we take over Capital One Arena. Make sure you get those hoodies and sweatshirts, Captain Clutch, Mikal Bridges, the Warden. The link is in the description of the video. It's also tagged to the top of the YouTube chat. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. Peace.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.